how are you? I hope you've had a really great week so far. Today I wanted to talk about body dysmorphic disorder, aka body dysmorphia or BDD, and whether or not you have it. If this is something you've been thinking about, that you can really take a moment to answer them in your own time in your mind, or even if you want to drop them down in the comment section below. I hope this video will be useful for you. Many of you know that I'm not a trained and licensed medical professional, so I'm unable to give you a formal diagnosis of this video. However, I hope that this video's content will be able to explain body dysmorphic disorder a bit better for you, so that if you are wanting to visit your medical professional to talk about this, then you'll have a bit of a better understanding, so that it can raise your confidence and comfort in having that conversation with them. Now, as always, before I get into it, if you enjoy this video, please hit that like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It is so hot today. Just in case I'm looking sweltering hot, it's because I am. It's 35 degrees in the UK. We are not used to this kind of heat. So I'm certainly not used to it. I mean, I am not built for sun. It's pretty obvious. Do you find yourself extremely preoccupied with a certain perceived flaw in your appearance that others around you don't naturally see, or they don't really take much notice of it? Using myself as an example here, I have dermatillomania and body dysmorphic disorder, and for me, the areas that I completely focus on, and I focus on them for years, have been my upper arms. They are my least favourite area, and every time I look in the mirror, my eyes instantly fixate on that area. And so every time I try a top on, I'm always looking at my arms, and the more I look at them, the bigger they look in my own mind, to the point where if I'm already feeling a little bit anxious that day because of whatever reason, then sometimes it can just completely throw me off the edge, to the point where I don't even want to go where I was going to go. So if you find that you're always looking at these certain areas of your body, so much so that every time you look at them, they look worse, and it really starting to affect your confidence overall and your general quality of life, but people around you just don't see what you're seeing, then it could be body dysmorphic disorder. The next question is, do you spend a hell of a lot of time looking in the mirror, constantly fixated or worrying about your appearance? When you're not looking in the mirror at yourself, you are away from your mirror, maybe you're avoiding it completely because of that, but you're still worrying about your appearance. It's constantly in your mind when you go out, even when you're sitting next to someone, even how you're positioned, to the point where it's really getting you down, and you're not focusing on the things that you want to be focusing on, which is obviously spending time doing things you enjoy, either with yourself or others around you, actually making memories, because you're so preoccupied with how you look all day, every day. If that is a yes, then it could be BDD. The next question is compliments. Are you able to accept them? Using myself again as an example, I have found it so difficult over the years to accept a compliment, to the point where just to get over the whole thing really quickly, and just not be able to, just to change the subject as soon as possible, I will accept the compliment. But it's not really accepted, because in my mind I'm freaking out massively over it, because my mind is instantly fixated on the fact that somebody has noticed how I look, and then it means that if they notice how I look, then they might notice the things that I really hate about myself. They may see them as really bad too, and the last thing I want is for other people that I care about to start looking at me and seeing me the way that I see myself in my own mind. So is it the same with you? When you have a compliment aimed at you and how you're looking, instead of being, excited and feeling good about having that compliment, it's actually made you go inwards and kind of internally freak out, to the point that you just want to run from where you are? Do you spend a lot of time, effort and money looking into ways that you can change your appearance? It could be changing your hair color, it could be yo-yo diets, but it could also go as far as like cosmetic surgery, always needing to change yourself, never feeling like you're able to just be how you are, because in your mind, settling is just giving up on yourself. The inner perfectionist in you is never satisfied with how you look, and you're always searching for more, to the point where anything that you do, any hairstyle that you get, or weight that you lose or put on, or any cosmetic procedure to make yourself feel good. You put a lot of expectation into it, assuming that it's going to make you feel better and that all of these feelings are going to go away. But you're either left unsatisfied afterwards, or the satisfaction from the results are very short-lived and your mind instantly goes to look for something else. So an example for me would be after I use Accutane, which I have a video I can put up there if you want to go check that out, my thoughts on Accutane experience. My skin cleared, and so my mind was not as fixated on the state of my acne anymore because of the Accutane. However, it instantly started focusing on the fact that I had gained weight, and so the satisfaction that I expected was very short-lived in reality, because my mind instantly looked at, well, this is not good, now we need to change this. So it's like a constant fix-it mentality, never feeling satisfied, always spending a lot of time and effort looking into ways that you can change yourself. It's exhausting. Also, do your appearance-related insecurities actually stop you from going out and seeing friends or family, or going to social occasions that you know you should be going to and you actually want to go to, but you're too afraid to go because you're constantly worrying about how people are going to see you? An example of this was my parents came to see us a couple weeks ago and it was my birthday. I hadn't seen them for months due to the coronavirus, and we live opposite ends of the country. Now, I was really excited to see them. I missed them so much, and I was really I just wanted to give them a big hug. But also, my body dysmorphic disorder was constantly beating me up internally, thinking they're going to notice how much weight I've gained. And it was just playing over and over, like, well, you can't wear that because that's going to show all of the weight you've gained. And every time I would look in the mirror, I would start to really feel disgusted within myself, to the point where I was actually feeling really anxious to see them just because of that. How sad, how disappointing that is, that, you know, I hadn't seen them for months. I was so excited, and my own mind was trying to talk me out of spending time with them. Has that ever happened to you, where your mind is actually trying to talk you out of being sociable and doing the things that you know you want to do? So ultimately it is affecting your quality of life. If so, it may not be just insecurities, it may be body dysmorphic disorder. Another one, I mean, you may have this, you may not, but do you have a bodily focused repetitive behavior such as dermatillomania? I know a lot of my videos talk about dermatillomania, which is a compulsive skin picking disorder or excoriation disorder. There's a few different names, but dermatillomania is under that umbrella term, which is bodily focused repetitive behaviors, or BFRBs. And a lot of people that have one of these or multiple also have body dysmorphic disorder, because it all is connected. It's all about the appearance. It's always trying to change how we look. It has to be perfect, and we have a very unhealthy relationship with how we look. Now, often the time, a common symptom of body dysmorphic disorder is picking at the skin, because you're trying to smooth the skin out. You're trying to make it perfect. So is this something that you found yourself doing? If so, it could possibly be connected to body dysmorphic disorder. Now, if you have agreed to any of these questions and you're seriously wondering now, have I got BDD? Like, what do I do if I have BDD? There isn't a lot that you can do, but there are a couple options. Now, of course, do your research, make sure that this definitely does sound like something that you're going through, and if you feel that it is the case and you really need help, then please do speak to your medical professional about this. They're trained to help, they're trained to assist, and yeah, they may not know a hell of a lot about it firsthand. Some do, some don't, but they will try and come to a solution to help you feel better. Now, CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, is an option, and a lot of doctors do prescribe CBT sessions to those that have bodily focused repetitive behaviors and BDD. So that is an option that you can go down. I do talk more about my experience with CBT in a video, which I can link up there for you if you want to check that out separately. Other things that doctors can prescribe are SSRIs, which are selective serotonin uptake inhibitors. You may have heard of some. They often prescribe one as fluoxetine, also known as Prozac, and what it does It just helps the brain create more serotonin, because there are some research that suggests those like us who have BDD or dermatillomania or any of those kind of mental conditions that are appearance related, it could be due to a chemical imbalance in the brain. So our brains may not be creating as much serotonin as normal. Obviously, these things do take a bit of time, so I think they recommend about 12 weeks of consistent use, and do talk to your doctor if you have been feeling extremely low about this, because I know from experience, BDD sometimes can just make you so low that you just wonder, is there any point in continuing going on? And as horrible as that sounds, it's really normal, it's really common in those that are suffering day to day with BDD, because it is suffering. Suffering is the right word. It's hard constantly being at war with yourself every time you see a reflection. It's soul destroying and it's exhausting. And one of the worst things about it is that when you're beating yourself up, sometimes people around you that love you don't get it, and so they see it as vanity, which couldn't be further from the truth. So if this is something that's really affecting you, please speak to a medical professional, because they might be able to help you in feeling better about yourself. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It's not going to be an overnight thing, but we're looking for progress over perfection and slowly managing our BDD. There are also support groups available. Do check out things like Meetup. There may be specific ones in your local area. There may also be online ones too, which would be really beneficial if you're finding it hard to go outside and meet new people. Do take a moment to have a little look into it. Think about what you think will help you most, and if this is something you want to speak to your doctor about, I strongly urge that you do it. I hope this video has been useful. Do let me know in the comment section below if you have any thoughts, and once again, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I hope you have a great rest of your week. We'll speak soon. Bye.